Joy Hewitt. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm the creator of Jen Shui, where I inspire you within your home, in your heart, and in health. And I created this barre Pilates system to better utilize my home environment and help my clients be able to work out at their own convenience, creating their own rituals and routines from their home. So today we're going to be working with the leg springs only. I did place 2 yoga mats because I'm actually in my garage on the floor, so it's very, very hard. So if you have carpet, that could be fine. Lay a towel down, or go ahead and invest in a nice yoga mat or a Pilates mat that's a little bit thicker, whatever works best for you. Something that's not really going to move around too much so that you can really feel your body placed into the floor. Okay, so utilizing this system, we're going to use our purple springs and we're going to place them on the second hook from the top underneath the ballet bar. Okay, so I've centered my mat here, centered it right between the bars, and so that way when I lie down on it, I know exactly where I'm supposed to be. And I'm gonna bring my head about an inch or 2, inch and a half, probably an inch and a half, as a beginner away from the wall. Okay, and again, I'm checking to make sure that I'm centered before I go ahead and place my feet in the straps. So you'll wanna place 1 foot at a time, okay? 1 foot at a time in your straps. And now there's a few arm positions that you can have for your arms. One is with the palms of the hands behind you, elbows on the floor if you can, hands pressing away from the wall. Okay, the other option, if you want to, if you don't feel like you're going to slide very much, you can keep your arms right down next to the side of the body with shoulders back, kind of triceps and shoulders pressing back into the floor. Okay, so I recommend that as a beginner, you start with your hands behind your head, pressing slightly away from the wall so that your body doesn't slide up and hit the wall. Okay, so from here, we're going to start with our legs straight up and together, starting with a tiny bit of tension, so we don't ever want to bring the springs in and create noise. Okay, I'm always telling my clients, keep your springs quiet. I don't want to hear your springs at all. So from here, we're going to start with an inhale. We're going to exhale, pull the right leg down only. And you're going to switch at the same time. Pass the legs past each other. Exhale, switch. And as you're doing this, you're creating a neutral spine. That means your natural curve with your spine. You're not trying to imprint your lower back. You're not arching at all. You're keeping your pelvis as still and stable as you can while keeping the knees soft, the shoulders down, and just gazing straight up to the ceiling or slightly gazing towards your springs or your feet as they come up to the ceiling. Okay, so if you're able to touch the floor with your heel, with your knee slightly soft, that is fine as long as the work doesn't get into your back. You're keeping this work in the abdominals and in the legs, okay? So these are just scissors. And let's go right and left and right. You can't really do too many of these, but really again, we're gonna do 10 of each. And right and left. Keep the legs right in front of the hips, right and left and right and left. If you had a line down the center of your body, you wanna be touching your heels right onto that line or that tape mark, straight down. Let's do one more, right and left. Good, bring those legs back up to the ceiling. Now, if any time you need to rest your legs or your back, I want you to come down to this kind of hold in position, resting the lower back and just resting the legs. You also want to keep your feet pretty soft and neutral during these exercises, or if anything, you would want to probably point your toes rather than flex your feet, because if you flex your feet, the straps are going to feel like they're going to fall off. Okay, so pointing the feet slightly, but in a relaxed way, we're going to go into circles. So from here, we're going to exhale, pull down, and come separate the legs, inhale around, keep tension in the springs, and let's count that as 1. And you can make your circles. I recommend you start small, but the bigger you go, the harder it is to control. You're trying to create flow and equality in both sides of the body. And again, you're keeping your pelvis nice and still. I don't want to see you arch
your lower back as your legs come down. And this is 6. Keep the hands pressing away from the wall slightly. 7, the ribs close as you exhale. 8, you might start to feel this in your inner thighs, your hamstrings, or even your calves. And let's do 2 more. Down and around. And guess what? We're going to reverse it from here. And exhale. Inhale around. And this is 2. Connecting the heels and the toes together as you make a straight line up. 3. And your stomach is in. 4. Shoulders are down again. Neck is neutral. 5. 6. Notice how my springs are quiet. 7. I'm not bringing it all the way up to the top, but almost all the way up there. 8. 2 more. And 9. And 10. We're going to keep the legs together and we're going to pull straight down. Exhale, 1. Stay off the mat. And 2. You're going to really feel your hamstrings start to burn. 3. Make sure your abdominals are in. And 4. Boy, I feel the burn already. And 5. Keeping the rib cage closed and down. 6. Usually you exhale on the harder part, on the exertion. 7. Ooh, hamstrings. 8. Make sure your kneecaps are soft. And 9. And 1 more time, and 10. And like I said, if you need to rest, bring it in for a second, okay? Okay, and if you're scooting towards the wall, wiggle yourself back away from the wall. That is a natural occurrence during these exercises. Okay, so bring the legs back together, and we're going to turn out into a frog position. So we're going to pull down to 45 degrees, so you can pull down parallel, and then turn out, flex the feet so you don't lose your straps. We're going to bend our knees, make a frog as we inhale, bend the knees, keeping the heels glued together. Exhale, press out at that same level. 1. Inhale, make a diamond. Exhale, keep those heels together. 2. Okay, your feet stay at the same plane. They go straight out. 3. Inner thighs now. Exhale. 4. Now, at any point, if you wanted to try to bring your arms down, you can. 5. You have to really press your shoulders back. Keep the ribs closing down. Those are your upper abs. And 7. If you have a hard time keeping your heels together, that just tells you that you need to strengthen your inner thighs and your hamstrings. We have 9. And 1 more time, 10. Now if you can keep going, point your toes and inhale, side split. And exhale, pull it in. Now it's like I'm going out on the horizon. Inhale out, exhale, pull in. Now I'm starting to slide a little bit, so I'm going to bring my hands back against the wall. Exhale in. 3. Now you want to make sure you're not locking your kneecaps and that you're pulling in all the way, your heels touch. 4. And we have 5. And 6. Point the feet out, flex the feet in. 7. Make sure those inner thighs are zipped with the heels together. 8. You should be feeling this a ton. 9. 1 more time, and 10. Bring it parallel, bring it up, hug the legs in. Excellent, you made it, you guys. Those are the basic leg springs. Bring the legs up. Let's pull one leg towards us, so stretch the hamstring or the calf, wherever you feel it. Then also make sure that you keep your tailbone down. And switch legs when you're ready, so don't be afraid to grab hold of your springs or the strap, depending on how flexible you are. And then we also definitely want to grab our springs and stretch our inner thighs, so you can go one leg at a time. Okay, or you can stretch just both legs out into the side split. Hold and breathe. Inhale, exhale, let go. shoulders down, soft neck. Inhale, expanding, relaxing into the stretch. Exhale, let go. We tend to hold our emotions in our body, so stretching is one way to help release those emotions, okay? Pull the legs in when you're ready, and we're going to take our feet out, okay? Excellent job, everybody. Roll to your side to come up, and let's go ahead and do a little stretch. And again, flex the feet, lifting up through the core as tall as you can. Forward fold here. Hold, soften the arms, tuck the chin. One more inhale. Now imagine you're rolling up a wall here. Rolling up, 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 nice and tall. We're gonna do this again, but we're gonna point our feet this time. Inhale, straight up. Exhale, forward folding. Soften the arms. Now work through the feet as you hold the stretch. Flex the feet and point the feet. Flex the feet and point. One more time and flex the feet and point. And let's roll up our imaginary wall. Nice and tall, shoulders back. Even if you have to soften your knees a little bit, that is fine. Very good. We're going to go ahead and turn our body around, and let's work our abdominals. Okay, just a few exercises. We're going to center our body. I'm going to go ahead and grab we're going to work with our arm springs, okay? So let's bring the arm springs around to the front or on top of the bar. Now I'm just going to keep my arm springs wherever they were, because wherever, if they're on the top hook or the hook underneath, it doesn't matter. If they're on the lower hook, you'll just need to scoot your body back a little bit more, okay? So you play around with your own tension. Now, we've got our handles here, so what we can do is we can bring them in between like this, and then we hold our springs and our handles together this way. That's why they're overcrossed, okay? One is through the other. You can also work this way, but it's kind of nice to keep them together like this for now, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring our feet flat on the floor, our body centered, our knees together, and I'm holding my straps with my arms rounded as if I have my arms around a big beach ball. Okay, now from here, I'm going to inhale. I'm gonna round into C curve. I'm gonna tuck my tailbone. I'm gonna keep my arms the same distance away from my sternum as I started with. Inhale down. Exhale from here, the stomach's already in. I'm gonna lift my head, curl, peel up, round and scoop my abdominals, keeping my spine in the C curve, shoulders down. Here we go. Exhale. Exhale. So it's not an arm exercise. We're rolling through the spine. Inhale. We're gonna do 5, so let's do 3 more. Healing, curling, off, and 2. One more time, and we're gonna stop halfway up, scooping the belly button back towards the spine. Keep the C curve, rolling the shoulders back and down. We're gonna pulse at 10. My feet are flat, my knees are together. 9, 8. Soften your neck. 6. Oops, this is 6. And 5. 4. 3. 2. All the way up 1. Good. Now, uncross your straps. Straighten your legs so your feet are almost touching the wall, or maybe they are touching the wall. Straighten your arms and go ahead and stretch all the way forward. Inhale here. Exhale, hold your straps, roll all the way down. Inhale. Exhale, peeling off to stretch forward. So the springs allow you to roll correctly through the spine. Straighten your body out. So gaze at your alignment. let's do 3 more. Roll it back and down, shoulders back and down and up. And stretch and exhale. Inhale long. Exhale as we come up. We're going to do 1 more, and then those pulses that we did in the other position with the knees bent, we're going to repeat again as we curl up halfway. Now soften the knees just a tad and exhale up. 10, 9, 8, rounding. 6, shoulders are down. My hands are soft. Using my core. 3, 2, and 1. All the way forward. Flexing the feet and rolling up through the spine. Very nice, everybody. Good work. You've done your basic arm series on using the leg springs, the purple attachments, and the arm springs for a couple abdominal exercises and stretching. So repeat those as necessary, and remember that you can combine the arm exercises and the leg springs and the warm-up at the bar in any order that you choose. I prefer to do leg springs after I'm a little bit warmer, after I've already done the bar warm-up, for instance, or maybe gone on a hike and then come back home and to get into the legs. Okay, so enjoy that and see you on the next one.